Welcome back to Liquid Late Nights podcast. We're gonna have a little bit of tech talk, and there's a big trial happening, possibly talking about the future of social media. They got Mark Zuckerberg to testify today, because how dangerous is social media to the youths of America?
Mark is saying the same thing he said the last thing was up there. Okay, so yeah, okay, carry on. Sorry.
No, listen. My thoughts on this in general, on social media, and then we'll kind of trail back to how it goes into AI. My thoughts on the social media is you let these platforms become so big and so ubiquitous, and they're tied in with so much like ad revenue and dialogue and where people meet. That's the front porch for a lot of people. There's a lot of places where people get their news. Their news aggregator, real or not. But I never thought about putting some safeguards in place. These companies kind of didn't want to put safeguards in place, and when they did, some people yell because the things you're cutting out are, we all think are bad, but apparently a very vocal group thinks is good. So now this is where you're at. It's just a wild, wild west out there, and people are getting hurt. So this trial is like people suing them for like, what, are you targeting young people, or you're not, and you're targeting without safeguards? And then I think you were going to bring up a point of where are the parents in all this?
Well, all right, fine. We're English, please.
Use your words.
I listened to some of it today. I get it. Okay. And it was just not Meta, Facebook. It was also Google, YouTube deal. Okay. But I'm saying that there's some woman comes on and said, well, her daughter was 9 years old. I said, 9 years old? My first thing was, where are the parents?
Mm-hmm.
Lied about her age. So a 9-year-old smart enough to lie to say it was 13? I can't remember being 9, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but okay. But this thing is addictive. Of course it is. It's just, but we did a little thing this last week about, we did some AI stuff. We were talking about the stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
This is somewhat similar, if not the exact same thing. All the bots and stuff, and you got young people believing it. People,
I think it's a kind of a combination. So the algorithm is going to push the things you like on whatever platform you're on. So the more you engage with something, the more you're going to get fed that. So whether that's negative, positive stuff or negative stuff, that's the more you interact, the more you're going to see it. So for old people, if you're already pissed off at the world and get off my lawn, and they're taking our jobs, that's what you're going to see in your Facebook, Facebook.
So you're going to get the Facebook, you can get the immigrants.
Instagram is like, here's all the pretty people who are doing influencing things, and why can't you be a Peter person? And then you start feeling bad about yourself because you can't do what they're doing. It's a lie. And sometimes they will tell you this is all a lie, but your brain's not developed enough to figure that out.
So you on the algorithm, you get Tyrone them carjacking people and stuff. So you hear the difference.
Right. I can see it on my feed because I've been doing some specific things to send to other people, and I can see when my stuff changes because of that. It's like, this is not what I really want, so I'm gonna have to take a couple of days to reset it and get that stuff out of there. And the AI is the same way. It's just like there's so much out there, and people don't know how it is. It used to be able to be real easy to tell what was fake, what was real, and now it's getting a lot harder. And it's not necessarily like the really outrageous stuff. Like there's some things that are just like real subtle that are AI. You don't even know. Like you're watching this video about with this interview, Anthony Davis interview.
Yeah.
It probably didn't look really any different than any other sports clip you've seen. It's subtle. It's not crazy. It looked
like Anthony Davis, and it sounded like Anthony Davis, but what he was saying made no sense to me with what much I know about the sport and following and stuff.
Right.
For him to be standing up saying that.
Because there's tools now, and I wish GQ was on so we could talk about that. There's tools now. You can get a voice that sounds like the voice, or make a voice, whatever. You can have a whole conversation. We've talked about this. I've listened to a work thing that was a podcast version of some documents we had to go through. That was literally something I heard us experiment with, where there's two people talking, which is basically two computer-generated voices that don't sound like computers, reading through these documents like there's real people discussing it on a podcast. Hey, this is Liquid Late Nights. We always live. iHeartRadio now has to put stuff on, like on one of the stations I listen to, where they literally say "always human." Because a lot of their stuff, I think a lot of their stations are programmed by computers, and you're not going to get a real DJ on some of these things out there. There's no telling what parts of the country are actually getting an actual local radio station. Because it's cheaper to have a computer run it through, and just every so often have somebody come and go, "This DJ Wolfman coming at you. It's 7:00 on the dot." You know what I'm saying?
Just the Wolfman Jack.
Listen, that is where we're at, and it's scary. It's scary because I feel technology, whether social media or AI, has moved faster than our ability to educate people on the pros and cons of them. Because I think if you gave people time, I think most people can figure it out. Most people can understand. They
Really?
get a reasoning level of critical thinking. You can look at a Facebook page and understand if this is an ad or there's some BS or something like that. I think you give enough time. We're not giving people enough time. There's stuff every day that's popping out. People barely, you offline, you're talking about people, right? Give these people a smartphone. You can't get a regular phone. So you're going to have to get a smartphone. And most people who get a smartphone use maybe, I'm going to say, 15, 20% of the capabilities of their phone.
So the phone this time just listen to you.
Yeah. And then feeds you to real.
Dude, because I think I went Amazon something. I was looking at a pair of shoes or something like that. So I can't get rid of the shoe ads anymore now. Every time I do some shoes, I have to do. I'm good already. I don't need the shoes. You know?
Because either on the platform you're on or the Amazon app, you didn't uncheck something, and now it's just feeding each other stuff. And this is what you're going to get. This is Minority Report. You walk into a room and the ads come up. It's just not. It doesn't look as fancy because you don't need a fancy screen when you got a smartphone in your hand. You got the power to. You can go you have more power in your hand right now than they had on the Apollo missions to the moon.
Oh, and I get it. And
it's crazy. But I know the technology is good. I know we can do good things with it. So I still believe that.
But okay, no, it's a good thing. But the thing about what they were saying with Zuckerberg, they said they know because listen, Meta is like I don't know their money is like the valuation that I was looking at some the other day the kind of money they make. It's like net worth roughly $1.7 trillion. Trillion dollars. Okay, they make I don't know 150. What it says last year. That stuff increased by 20. They made $201 billion last year. What the world you do with all that money? Is it money or is it real money? Is it Bitcoin or what is it?
No, it's real money. Because then you use to build data centers all over the web.
You lock us all in.
Yeah, use up the water because we got to power these AI creations. You think they're mad about building ICE detention centers? Wait till you try to take a warehouse and turn it into a data center. Like, where all my water go?
Anyway, it's amazing. Now, listen to a guy. There's some people say, well, the people who worry about whether AI could take their jobs. Well, certain jobs you're not going to. AI is not going to collect your garbage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. AI is not going to come in, and if you got a problem with your electrical system, AI is not taking it. Now, if you, I guess some people do coding, different things. You may miss on some of it, but certain type of work. Because I was talking to a friend of mine who she was just saying that back in the day, you would say like, well, telling people don't take a job at like in regular work, like a person who's an electrician or plumber, different thing. Now he's saying that's the job they have because they pay a lot more money and you can't get replaced. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Joey the robot can't come in yet. He can't come in yet, but
yeah,
and fix somebody's plumbing in their house. So it's everybody's running scared. But I just thought, what do they expect to come out of this with Meta? They're not going to get it. They got too much money. The lawyers don't have enough money, and the government's not going to get behind it because that doesn't make any sense. So what's going to happen with this? The people with the moms with the children and they testifying, I was like, I wasn't really moved. I'm not saying I'm not concerned, but you got to take some responsibility. If you got a young child, I would just ban them from having everything till you get to a certain age, 16 or 18 years old or something like that. I mean,
yeah, it's still not fully developed. I know what you're saying, but they're going to get it. Like I've heard stories of, people, you can add them on Instagram, but somehow the kid has a secret Instagram account. You're not allowed on, you not have a phone, but somehow you manage to buy a burner phone,
Except
you're going to get it done if you're going to get it done.
Because you got some other kids, like your friends, who know how to get some other stuff, and you're going to get it. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Well, all right, fine.
That's and this generation has come up to it because we created this stuff and kind of left it there, and these kids just came up to it. So this is what they're used to already. They kind of live on that life. Now, I've also heard things like, they're trying to go back. Like they're like, I'll get a split phone for a weekend. I don't want to be on social media all weekend because they kind of know. Even they kind of know it's like, no, it might be too much.
I remember. Okay, now this is probably 10 years ago. I was dating someone that had a young son, and this dude was like, he was better with an iPad. The phones. And he was like 10 or something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine what the young people can do now, because they all have iPads.
Yeah, you're already in that mode. You're already learning and absorbing, and you're just kind of like, you don't have anything to like, I don't want to call it filter, but kind of is. You don't have anything already there to like push back on it. So you just pull it all in. So it's just real easy to get on it. The rest of us, we had to kind of overthink it.
Okay.
Overthink a landline, overthink a bag phone.
I was listening to this. These people were suing with a chat because their son, who was very young still, I don't know how old he was, but he was a teenager, he's still at home, so he's probably below 18. And he had got so engrossed with this chat box and looking for all his advice from the chat, but eventually the chat told him to commit suicide, and he did.
Yeah.
So now they're suing, trying to sue. I'm like, where were the parents when their son spent all his life on talking to the chatbot?
Yeah. And these things are, keep in mind, they're not living organisms. They're just algorithms. So you throw stuff in there and it'll feed back in a loop eventually. It'll eventually just spit out, what you're putting in is what it's going to spit back out. So eventually
he was crying out for himself to this bot.
Yeah.
About just life in general. You're too young. You didn't figure life out yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to get a basketball and get to shoot some hoop or something. You know what I mean? Anyway, never mind. But that was.
Talk to a human, one way or another, whether a professional or not. Go talk to a human. Touch grass, as the kids say. Go outside and touch grass.
Yeah, get a dog.
There you go.
Anyway, I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's the conversation you gotta have. That's the things you gotta think about. This is where we're at. So let's figure it out. Let's figure it out, people. We have no answers, but if you got some, you leave some comments.
We got no answers.
We got questions. We don't have answers. But we believe in the collective power of the people to come up with some answers. Y'all up for the challenge? Y'all let us know. LiquidLateNights.com, always online. Always on all your finer streaming platforms. Like and subscribe. LiquidLateNights.com. Also, YouTube.com/LiquidLateNights. Episodes weekly. Merch store coming soon. And we out. Peace. Follow us on TikTok. Push the algorithm.